people need help, just tell them that you will help them and be there for them.
So what about like your communication with doctors?
Yeah, with doctors, definitely you have to call them all hours of the night if anything goes wrong. They're the ones that is looking for your help to help you diagnose these patients, to help find out what's going on, any behavior changes, anything that's going wrong with the patients. They're always anticipating a call from you to make sure that they're getting the best care that they can.
In a situation that your patient's just been diagnosed with a terminal illness and doesn't want you to tell their family, what would you do?
Well, I think working at the Children's Hospital here in Washington, D.C., it's a little bit of a different situation because most of the patients you're going to deal with are under the age of 18, and it's kind of like an ethical thing that when they're under 18, you have to tell their family. And so I would definitely make sure that the patient knows what's going on, but also tell their family what's going on, tell their parents. Anything that they would ever need about the diagnosis. But in any situation that they're over the age of 18, just definitely only tell the patient. You can't really tell the family what's going on, but if the patient's really scared to tell the family but they want to tell them, just talk with them of ways that they can cope and ways that they can tell their family in a scary situation. So just being there for the patient.
Yes, you brought up a very good point, distinguishing between, under 18 and over 18.
Yeah.
But in the situation of over 18, privacy is very critical, and you always have to, obey the patient's wishes.
Definitely.
So, if I'm sure you know this, but just a little overview of the internship. It's composed of 3 phases, the first being similar to your one-on-one preceptorship that you experienced at CO. The second is classroom experience and a clinical challenge assignment, and this involves the opportunity to select a professional practice issue, address the issue, and then present it to your fellow nurses. And the third phase includes a change project where you, observe and find something that you think that could change within the hospital, and you prepare and present that as well. And so you see that this isn't, just CNA, nursing stuff. It also includes more time, knowledge, and effort. So how do you feel about presentations and continued classroom work in this internship?
Yeah, that is actually one of the main reasons why I was applying for this internship too, because I didn't only want to get that awesome experience and get that kind of like shift over to real world nursing, but I wanted to still have the classroom work. I love learning, I love going to school, and so just continuing that. And so when I'm done with this, if I want to go to graduate school, I didn't just stop going to class, just kind of just abort that, where it was still here for me. And giving presentations, I had to give presentations all the time while I was in college in front of large groups, and I'm not shy, I'm very outgoing, so I think that's something that I'm really interested in. And just doing all that research for this is something that's really incredible. It's a really incredible feeling when you're done with it. So
yeah, by doing this, we just hope to open the interns' eyes to what's going on throughout the hospital, and by presenting it, sharing that with other fellow nurses. And in previous years, it has gone so well. It's just so interesting what interns see, and so we just want to continue that. So the most important thing, we're a children's hospital, and so we're here for the well-being of the children. In some cases, the children may be here for 2 weeks or just simply 1 day, but in either case, we treat the children like they're our own kids.
Definitely.
So it's very important that people we hire share this commitment and love for the children. What experiences do you have with children?
Yeah, well, one of the main experiences that I think I have is working in the pediatrics unit. That was one of my favorite units when I worked on it. I would always make sure to connect with the patients and the family, just to make sure that they knew I was there for them and they could come to me with any problems or any questions that they had, and I would find them the right help. So that is one of my main experiences. I've also volunteered at the surgery center, which while I went to CO in Cedar Rapids, and there I worked with a lot of patients and their families checking into surgery. So all the little kids, when they were checking into surgery, they were scared. I would make sure that I was there by their side and just give them that little stuffed animal. Some of my friends even said that I would be the Patch Adams someday.
Okay, and of course with the kids come their parents, so, and they can be just as challenging, even more challenging as the children. So do you have any experiences with parents that were challenging, or even, where in the situation where you built the relationship and it was very rewarding with the family?
Yeah, back to my experience when I was a CNA working on the pediatric unit. One time I had a family who was really not cooperative. They were kind of not getting it when I came on shift, and I So I finally just sat down and talked with them, and I found out it was because the aide that was working the shift before me, they weren't keeping the family informed, and so the family just kind of got upset. They didn't really know what was going on with anything, and so I was just be sure to find out what the problem is, first of all, if there's any miscommunication going on, and then just make sure they're always informed about everything, whether it's a time that a surgery is going to change, or when the doctor's coming, or what the doctor had to report if they had to step out. Just making sure that you're always there for the patient's family as well as the patient, because in situations of pediatrics, the family is going to be by the bedside 24/7. So.
Yeah, and like I know in so many situations the family isn't as educated as, you know, some nurses are, so they don't quite understand the medical terminology.
Right.
So we always have to be willing to completely explain that.
Exactly.
Okay, well, you have given me a wide variety of answers to scenarios that I have given to you, necessary skills and duties, as well as showing a deep compassion for what you do and what you will be doing in the future. Why do you feel that we should hire you as a nursing intern at Children's National Medical Center that is nationally recognized as one of the best pediatric hospitals?
Yeah, well, I think the first and foremost is my experience. I've had so much good experience, and I would just like to get even more experience through this program and just make sure that I succeed, and I would love to say that the Children's Hospital did that for me. And as far as my dedication, I think that I'm very dedicated and willing to just kind of give myself to the hospital, just really be here for you guys and make sure that I lead up to all your expectations, as well as doing the research part of the internship. I think that's a really good opportunity for me to showcase what I can do with my experiences, whether I'm going to go on to graduate school or just find a staff nurse job somewhere.
Yes, that commitment is so important to us.
Yeah.
Okay, so lastly, if hired, what would be your main goal during your time here at Children's National Medical Center?
Yeah, I think one of my main goals would be to make sure that I'm dedicated and make sure that if there's anything that they need from me, that I give it to them, and just make sure when I do the research that I'm dedicated to it, because if I'm here doing it, I might as well give it my all and just make sure it's the best work that I can. And while I'm on the floor with the staff nurses, just make all those experiences the best, make lasting relationships with everybody, and just to know that you guys would be here for me if anything were to ever happen.
Wow. You show so many qualities, you know, that you just would be such a great worker and very positive influence on many people in the hospital.
Thank you.
Okay, so I've been asking all the questions. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I actually have a few. So within this internship, is there any travel? Do I have to travel at all outside of the hospital?
Nope, you'll be located right here at the hospital.
Okay.
This is where you'll do all your work.
Oh, great. And then there wasn't any, I know this isn't the first time that you've done this internship. So what are some of the experiences that the people before me that they've had trouble with?
Well, one of the main problems is the distance from home.
Okay.
We've hired a lot of people from around the country, and so, you know, if they're really close-knit family, it's busy, and, you know, you don't get a lot of time to go visit home. And so a lot of interns have struggled with that. And we've also experienced some uneducated, you know, not as fully educated and not as fully experienced interns, and so, you know, they're put into situations that they don't feel comfortable in.
Right.
And so that's why we focus on interviews and really finding the right fit for our positions.
Great, that sounds good.
Okay, well, did you happen to bring a list of references for me?
Yeah, I actually have it right here.
Okay, great, thank you. I might give some of these people a call.
Okay.
Thank you so much for coming in here. We have a few more interviews to do, and we'll be deciding within the next week. We will get back to you.
Sounds great.
If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to give me a call.
Sounds good. Awesome. I look forward to hearing from you.
Yes, thank you so much,
Thank you.
Justin.
Have a great day.
You too.